The 6 most horrifying animal attacks in the Appalachian Mountains ever recorded. Starting with number 6. In the 6th place, a rabid bobcat turned a quiet stretch near Bramwell, West Virginia, into a scene of chaos on May 21, 1978. Logger John E. Miller, working close to the Greenbrier River, was ambushed and left with deep puncture wounds to his arm and thigh, injuries that sent him straight to the hospital for a full rabies treatment. The captured bobcat's brain tissue tested positive for raccoon variant rabies using the fluorescent antibody test, confirming a rare spillover from local raccoon populations. State officials wasted no time, declaring an emergency vaccination zone across a 20-mile radius and launching new carcass collection rules for area wildlife. This single incident forced a rapid public health response, proving how even the smallest predator, when driven by disease, can reshape safety policy across an entire region. In the 5th place, a surge of RUT season aggression turned a peaceful hike into a deadly encounter along the Cataloochee Trail in the Great Smoky Mountains. On November 13, 2019, Sarah Elhasia Hawkins, a 28-year-old hiker from Knoxville, crossed paths with a mature bull elk at the peak of its hormonal frenzy. The elk, part of a herd reintroduced to the park after more than a century's absence, was in the heart of the rut, a brief window each autumn when testosterone levels spike and territorial instincts override caution. Trail cameras later confirmed Hawkins had ventured within 30 feet of the herd, well inside the posted 100-foot safety zone. In a sudden defensive display, the elk's antlers struck with lethal force, severing her femoral artery before rangers could intervene. The aftermath forced a reckoning. The National Park Service rolled out prominent "Keep 100 foot away from elk" signs and launched seasonal elk safety patrols, pushing visitor education to the forefront. This tragedy revealed how quickly the wild can turn on those who underestimate it, and how the return of a once-vanished species demands new rules for survival. In the 4th place, the 2009 killing of Taylor Mitchell on Nova Scotia's Cape Brewster Trail shattered long-held assumptions about predator behavior in the Appalachian corridor. Mitchell, a 30-year-old folk singer, was hiking alone when she was surrounded and fatally mauled by a pack of canids. Forensic DNA analysis conducted by the Nova Scotia Department of Natural Resources confirmed the attackers were not pure coyotes, but coyote-wolf hybrids, a genetic blend that had only recently expanded into the region. Unlike typical coyote encounters, these hybrids displayed coordinated wolf-like pack tactics and showed no hesitation in targeting an adult human. The attack left Mitchell with multiple deep lacerations to her head and torso, leading to rapid blood loss. This marked the first documented case in North America where such hybrids killed an adult, forcing wildlife managers to confront the evolutionary consequences of hybridization. In response, Nova Scotia rolled out mandatory safety briefings for backcountry hikers and launched a hybrid monitoring program, fitting suspected hybrids with GPS collars to track their movements. The incident revealed how shifting genetics can produce new and unpredictable threats, turning familiar landscapes into arenas for emerging predators. Coming to the top 3, the 2003 black bear attack at Cades Cove campsite number 42 stands as a turning point in the Smokies' history of human-wildlife conflict. On July 28th, 6-year-old Emily R. Foster was enjoying a family camping trip when a large male black bear, drawn by the scent of a discarded candy wrapper, entered the site in broad daylight. The bear mauled Emily with devastating force, inflicting multiple facial fractures, broken ribs, and a punctured lung. Despite a rapid medical evacuation, she did not survive. The official investigation found plastic bottle fragments in the bear's stomach, clear evidence of repeated foraging on human food. Rangers concluded that the bear's aggression was not a fluke of nature, but a direct result of food conditioning. It was a sobering reminder that even a single overlooked candy wrapper can erase the natural boundaries between humans and wildlife. In the aftermath, the National Park Service introduced a mandatory bear canister policy for all backcountry campers, backed by random campsite inspections and fines for violations. Bear-aware campaigns ramped up, stressing the critical importance of proper food storage and waste disposal. This tragedy shifted the park's approach from passive warnings to active enforcement, and it forced a reckoning with the real cost of human carelessness. The horror of that day lingers as a lesson. In wild places, the smallest mistake can have irreversible consequences. In the second place, the Glenda Bradley bear attack at the Alum Cave trailhead in August 2000 forced a reckoning with the hidden risks that linger even at the edges of the Appalachian wilderness. As dusk settled over the Smokies, Bradley, a 45-year-old schoolteacher, paused at the trail's information kiosk just yards from the safety of the parking lot. Without warning, a subadult male black bear, weighing around 150 kilograms, charged from nearby cover. Cornered by a cluster of hikers, the animal lashed out, inflicting a deep laceration to Bradley's right shoulder and leaving her with multiple contusions. She survived, but the investigation found no evidence of food attractants and no human food in the bear's stomach. This was not a case of habituation or predation. Instead, the bear's defensive response was triggered by the sudden proximity of people in a confined space, a stark reminder that even non-food conditioned bears can become dangerously unpredictable when startled or cornered. In the aftermath, the National Park Service installed bold "Keep 100 feet away" signs at every major trailhead and rolled out bear-proof trash bins, aiming to reduce the chance of close encounters at choke points where wildlife and hikers converge. The new policy marked a shift toward active risk mitigation, not just warning about bears, but changing the landscape to keep both animals and people out of harm's way. The Glenda Bradley attack stands as a cautionary tale. Proximity alone can turn a routine hike into a life-altering event, and safety in the Appalachians begins the moment you step out of your car. And finally, in first place, the 2020 Patrick Madura bear fatality stands as the most complex and consequential wildlife attack ever recorded in the Appalachian Mountains. On September 15, 2020, along the Newfound Gap Road at roughly 35.53 degrees north and 83.23 degrees west, Patrick Madura, a 38-year-old experienced hiker, was killed in a sudden, violent encounter with a black bear weighing over 310 kilograms. The bear's behavior baffled investigators at first. A full necropsy revealed a severe dental abscess in one of its canines, a painful condition known to amplify aggression and disrupt normal feeding, especially in large males. This illness, combined with the lure of an open granola bag left in Madura's vehicle, created a perfect storm, a powerful predator driven by pain and hunger, drawn directly to a human food attractant. The attack was swift and catastrophic. Madura suffered a broken femur and fatal skull trauma after the bear charged across the roadside, leaving no opportunity for rescue. Forensic teams found the granola bag nearby, its scent likely the trigger that brought the bear out of the forest and into deadly proximity with people. The bear itself showed no signs of prior illegal feeding or habituation, but the investigation concluded that the combination of disease and human negligence had turned a routine hike into a fatal event. This incident forced the largest overhaul of bear management policy in Great Smoky Mountains National Park's history. Rangers immediately expanded the food storage enforcement zone to cover every roadside parking area, not just backcountry campsites. Dozens of new bear-proof lockers were installed at trailheads and rest stops, and every hiker seeking a permit now receives a mandatory food storage briefing. Perhaps most notably, the park began annual bear health surveillance, requiring that every captured bear undergo dental and health assessments to identify conditions that might increase the risk of aggression. The Madura case closes the countdown by synthesizing all the dangers that make the Appalachians such unpredictable ground, disease, food attractants, and the chance proximity of people and wildlife. It's a stark reminder that even with decades of safety rules, a single overlooked granola bar or an unseen infection can spiral into tragedy. The lessons here are not just about fear, but about vigilance and respect. In these mountains, every visitor's choices shape the safety of both people and animals. The legacy of this attack is clear. Coexistence demands constant attention, and the smallest lapse can have irreversible consequences. Across all 6 attacks, one truth emerges. In the Appalachians, danger doesn't always roar. It lurks in unpredictable moments, changing animal behavior, and our own assumptions about wilderness safety. The real threat is how quickly beauty turns deadly. These mountains are wild, and nature always writes the final rules.